I don't want a sugar mama, Mary. I want a wife. This one. So another thing I deal with a lot. There's nothing more frustrating than to be yourself with someone and the entire time they are sideways questioning you, but it seems like they're accusing you at the same time, only like to the point of you get that notion of, is this person talking about me? And whenever it happens to me, that person talking about me, nah, don't worry about it. And then when it plays out, you have to understand the intervals when you're around someone. The intervals. How they can start out and it seems like it's going to be a beneficial friendship, marriage, relationship, in whatever situation you're in, business or whatever. And then in another interval, it could turn into a detrimental, just broke the trust. Division causing situation that was predicated by a undetected demon. And when someone constantly takes something the wrong way or backwards, and it's happened so many times and so many times and so many times and so many times and so many times, the tool the devil's going to be using there is mistrust. So that's what I've been feeling in the spirit a lot. A lot of people mistrust. So when I'm walking with all these people, I'm also doing the things that they're doing. So that when they watch this video, oh yeah, the Lord was telling me to do that. When
this is how we know that we belong to the truth and how we set our hearts at rest in his presence. If our hearts condemn us, we know that God is greater than our hearts and he knows everything. Dear friends, if our hearts do not condemn us, we have confidence before God, and receive from him anything we ask, because we keep his commands and do what pleases him. And this is his command, to believe in the name of his Son, Jesus Christ, and to love one another as he commanded us.
So I'm thankful for everything you've done, and very excited about your arrival. When I just checking in real quick. Yeah, you're perfect. When you realize it's a union God brought together, then it's not such a stacking the deck gamble. It's this is your best situation you could ever be in. So when you have two people that understand each other, that's rare, and they have the same heart, they've had the same experiences. In my marriage, Mary has gone through some things that she went through before just with me, and I have gone through some things I went through before just with her. That was part of the design to heal. So when we are actively working on our marriage, we usually do suffer some type of demons start looking at us. No, Jesus. No. You don't get to be happy. So it's something that has to play out as far as it happening in your life, to where you can equate it to, he always tells the truth. He was telling the truth. He was telling the truth the entire time. Once that trust gets us closer, it's going to be a less
love. Whoever lives in love lives in God and God in them. This is how love is made complete among us, so that we will have confidence on the day of judgment. In this world, we are like Jesus. There is no fear in love, but perfect love drives out fear, because fear has to do with punishment. The one who fears is not made perfect in love. We love because he first loved us. Whoever claims to love God, yet hates a brother or sister, is a liar. For whoever does not love their brother and sister, whom they have seen, cannot love God, whom they have not seen. And he has given us this command.
And a lot of times, it's best to let things play out, because you don't know if what is happening for that person or to that person, which is for that person, is actually the best thing possible for them in the long run or at this moment. So when I paired you guys up, it's because the hurt you both had, you would know not to revisit it to each other. The hurt that you once went through, you would not inflict that on anyone else. The suffering you went through would have brought you to me first. And I would have taught you how to love. And that you are actually part of the kingdom of heaven. And each person has an expected end I lead them to, plans to prosper and not harm. So I knew I would wait for Mary, and I believed my Heavenly Father would bring her back. But when we're looking at the parable of the fig tree, and the modern church is a bad tree, then that requires you to walk at a level of faith and trust to where, how do I know he's telling the truth? You have to allow the confirmation, because we're walking way up here. And without that trust, that's going to be a stronghold the enemy can always use against us. So when you guys are reconciling, and you should be, again, because at this point the repetition should have taught you who you can trust and who you can't. And remembering love you.